At dawn, Buddha sat silently beneath the Bodhi tree, the first rays of sunlight gracing his serene presence. His disciples gathered, their hearts laden with questions, seeking wisdom from their master's boundless knowledge. Without a word, he walked past them and headed toward a quiet grove near a tranquil pond amidst the greenery. The disciples followed, their robes whispering in harmony with the rustle of leaves stirred by the morning breeze. Master, how does one conquer the suffering that consumes the soul, casting shadows over life's fleeting joys? Ananda asked. Buddha remained silent, his eyes soft and contemplative, gazing at the vast horizon stretching beyond the grove. The disciples waited, the stillness amplifying their anticipation, their hearts yearning for a profound response. Buddha lifted his hand, pointing toward a lone bird perched on the branch of a towering tree nearby. Master, Ananda ventured again. What does this action signify? Is it a lesson we must discern through our contemplation? Buddha turned his gaze to the pond and spoke. The ripples are not separate from the water. They are born within it. Buddha's silence persisted, each passing moment deepening the enigma of his teaching, compelling the disciples to observe keenly. Hours passed, and the bird remained, undisturbed by the gathering storm clouds forming in the distance. Ananda, puzzled yet intrigued, continued watching the bird, his thoughts swirling with questions and possibilities. Buddha, his gaze unwavering, seemed absorbed in the unfolding simplicity of nature's tableau, his silence speaking volumes. When the first raindrops fell, the bird shifted slightly but did not flee, its calm presence unbroken amidst the storm. The downpour intensified, the heavens pouring forth their fury. Yet the bird remained, steadfast and composed on its perch. This stillness is the state where truth can be seen unobscured. Your mind is like this pond, he continued. When undisturbed, it becomes a mirror reflecting the true essence of existence. The bird, though small and fragile, had embraced the storm's impermanence, neither resisting nor fleeing from its inevitable course. Ananda reflected on the contrast between the bird's serenity and humanity's ceaseless struggle against suffering's storms. When the storm subsided, the bird shook its feathers and resumed its stillness, unaffected by the tumult it had endured. Ananda felt a moment of clarity, an awakening to the profound lesson imparted not through words, but through presence. He turned to Buddha, his expression one of awe and realization, his understanding finally taking form. Master, I see now that suffering dissipates when one becomes the sky, vast and unbound by fleeting storms, Ananda said. Buddha met his gaze, a subtle smile gracing his lips, his silence affirming the depth of Ananda's insight. The disciples, moved by Ananda's realization, felt the resonance of the unspoken truth shared by their master. Days later, Ananda sat beneath the same tree, his thoughts deepened by the lesson he had gleaned. He shared his newfound wisdom with fellow disciples, his voice echoing with the clarity of his understanding. To conquer suffering, one must learn to embrace its impermanence. Much like the bird amidst the storm, he explained. The disciples listened intently, their hearts absorbing the essence of Buddha's teaching conveyed through Ananda's words. Each disciple began to reflect on their own inner storms, seeking the stillness that transcends the fleeting turmoil. Buddha's silent presence continued to inspire, his actions and inactions weaving timeless truths into the fabric of their lives. In the grove, the disciples practiced mindfulness, their spirits uplifted by the quiet power of Buddha's example. They watched the interplay of light and shadow, the dance of nature's elements, and the impermanence of all things. Slowly, they began to embrace the storms within, allowing their inner skies to expand, encompassing every fleeting moment. Buddha continued to teach through presence, his silence a bridge connecting the profound and the ordinary, the transient and the eternal. The disciples' understanding deepened. Their hearts lightened as they walked the path illuminated by their master's unspoken wisdom. Ananda, ever the seeker, felt a quiet gratitude for the lesson imparted beneath the Bodhi tree. The silent path etched into his soul, and so, the grove remained a sanctuary of learning, a place where silence spoke louder than words, guiding seekers to truth. Buddha's teachings endured, their essence woven into the stillness of presence, transcending time and space. The bird, once a silent teacher, continued its humble existence, an emblem of resilience and grace. Buddha, seated beneath the Bodhi tree, observed his disciples with a quiet joy, their growth a testament to their journey. The storm clouds that once loomed had passed, their echoes fading into the horizon, leaving clarity in their wake. The disciples walked the path of understanding, their spirits uplifted by the timeless wisdom of their master. In their hearts, Buddha's silent teaching remained, a beacon of light guiding them through the storms of existence. The grove, the tree, the bird, and the master became intertwined in their memories, an eternal symbol of resilience. Thus, the silent path unfolded, a testament to the transformative power of presence and stillness. Another day, another morning graced by the tranquil embrace of the grove, the sun's gentle rays casting golden hues. Buddha sat beneath a broad tree, his posture unyielding yet soft, an embodiment of peace and presence. His disciples gathered once more, their eager hearts seeking wisdom to navigate life's intricate paths. Nearby, the village bustled with activity, its people celebrating a bountiful harvest with feasts and dances that echoed in the distance. Yet amidst the joy, a widow stood apart, her figure frail and her eyes heavy with silent grief. Her empty basket betrayed her isolation. Untouched by the abundance surrounding her, Buddha observed quietly, his gaze steady and thoughtful, his heart attuned to the unspoken suffering before him. Rising from his seat, he took his alms bowl and approached the widow, his steps deliberate and unhurried. His disciples followed, curious and reverent, their minds wondering at the master's silent journey toward her. Reaching the widow, Buddha offered his bowl, placing it gently in her trembling hands, his silence laden with meaning. The widow's eyes widened, tears brimming as she looked into the face of the one who had noticed her plight. "Master, I have nothing to give," she whispered, her voice fraught with shame and humility. Buddha inclined his head slightly, his expression soft, his presence radiating compassion that needed no words to communicate. The disciples watched, their hearts stirred by the simplicity of the act, the profound kindness embedded in the gesture. The widow clutched the bowl tightly, her gratitude spilling forth in the form of silent sobs. One of the villagers, witnessing the exchange, stepped forward, offering a portion of his harvest to fill the widow's bowl. Another followed, then another, until the widow's basket overflowed, and her isolation melted into the warmth of shared humanity. The disciples exchanged glances, their understanding deepening, their spirits moved by the ripples of Buddha's silent action. Later, as the festivities quieted and the sun dipped below the horizon, the disciples gathered around Buddha under the tree's sheltering branches. Ananda, ever the seeker, voiced the thoughts lingering in their hearts. "Master, why did you remain silent when the widow spoke of her inability to give?" Buddha turned his gaze to Ananda, his eyes serene, his expression gentle, yet carrying the weight of eternal truths. "Words carry seeds, but actions are the soil where they grow," Buddha said, his voice soft yet profoundly resonant. The disciples reflected deeply on his words, their minds slowly unraveling the layers of meaning contained within them. The widow, now part of the village's celebration, sat surrounded by those who had shared their abundance with her. Her eyes, once hollow, now sparkled with gratitude and joy, her presence a symbol of the community's awakening. The villagers, inspired by Buddha's silent generosity, began to share not only their harvest but also their kindness and care. Ananda pondered Buddha's actions, his mind seeking to distill the essence of the lesson imparted through silence and simplicity. Master, is generosity the greatest virtue, surpassing all others in its power to transform? Ananda asked, his voice tinged with earnest curiosity. Buddha smiled softly, his presence exuding a quiet strength, his gaze holding the wisdom of countless lifetimes. Generosity births unity, for in giving, we dissolve the walls that divide us. Embracing the shared essence of existence, Buddha replied. The disciples nodded, their hearts resonating with the profound simplicity of the teaching. Their understanding deepened. The evening air grew cooler, the first stars appearing in the vast expanse of the sky, their light delicate yet enduring. The disciples sat quietly, their thoughts woven into the fabric of the lesson, their spirits uplifted by the Master's silent yet potent wisdom. The grove, bathed in starlight, became a sanctuary of reflection, a place where silence spoke volumes. Days passed, and the village transformed, its people inspired by the simple yet profound act of sharing witnessed that day. The widow, once a silent figure on the periphery, became a thread connecting the community, a living reminder of shared humanity. The disciples observed these changes, their hearts swelling with gratitude for the Master's teachings, conveyed not through sermons but through presence. Buddha's actions became etched in their memories, a timeless lesson that transcended words, enduring in the hearts of all who witnessed it. The grove remained a place of learning, its trees bearing witness to the unfolding of truths both profound and simple. The disciples, guided by their Master's silent wisdom, continued their journey of understanding and growth. As the seasons turned, the lesson of generosity became a cornerstone of their practice, an unspoken creed carried in their hearts. The villagers, too, embodied the spirit of giving, their lives enriched by the act of sharing, their bonds strengthened. The widow's once empty basket became a symbol of transformation, a testament to the power of compassion and unity. Buddha, ever present and watchful, continued to guide his disciples, his teachings woven into the fabric of their lives. His silent actions spoke louder than any words, resonating across time and space, touching the hearts of all who witnessed them. The grove, the village, and the widow became intertwined in their memories, eternal symbols of the lesson imparted that day. Thus, another chapter unfolded, a testament to the silent path of presence and its boundless power to illuminate truth. Another day, another seeker arrived at the grove, a warrior burdened with pride and the weight of unrelenting ambition. Buddha sat beneath the tree, his serene gaze observing the warrior's entrance, his silence a quiet invitation. The warrior carried a polished mirror, its surface gleaming, a symbol of his quest for recognition and glory. Approaching Buddha, the warrior bowed stiffly, his pride betraying the humility his gesture sought to convey. Master, teach me how to gain the reverence of the heavens and the admiration of all who walk the earth. Buddha remained still, his eyes thoughtful, his presence exuding a calmness that contrasted sharply with the warrior's restless energy. The disciples gathered, their curiosity piqued, their hearts anticipating the Master's wisdom, woven through silence or words. The warrior held up his mirror, its reflection capturing the sunlight, a manifestation of his desire for brilliance. Buddha took the mirror from the warrior's hands, turning it slowly, its polished surface reflecting the earth and the scattered pebbles. The warrior watched intently, his pride faltering as he struggled to decipher the significance of the Master's action. Buddha then placed the mirror on the ground, its gleam vanishing amidst the pebbles, indistinguishable from the soil. The warrior, perplexed, stepped forward, his voice steady but tinged with frustration. Master, what do you mean to show me with this act of obscuring the mirror's radiance? He asked. Buddha finally spoke, his words deliberate, his voice calm, yet carrying the weight of profound truths. Shadows reveal humility, Buddha said, his gaze fixed on the mirror amidst the soil, his words resonating with the depths of existence. The warrior stood silent, his thoughts churning, the simplicity of Buddha's words challenging the complexity of his desires. Ananda, observing the exchange, felt the stirrings of realization, his understanding deepening as he reflected on the scene. The warrior turned to Buddha, his pride slowly unraveling, his voice now softer, tinged with genuine curiosity. Master, how does one embrace humility without losing the strength and fire that define their being? He asked earnestly. Buddha's gaze softened, his presence radiating compassion, his silence embracing the warrior's vulnerability like an unseen balm. Strength finds its anchor in humility, for in lowering oneself, one rises to a height that touches truth, Buddha replied. The disciples reflected deeply on Buddha's words, their hearts absorbing the wisdom imparted, their spirits uplifted by the clarity of the teaching. The warrior knelt before Buddha, his pride laid bare, his reflection no longer sought in the mirror but in the earth itself. Days passed, and the warrior remained at the grove, his restless energy transformed into quiet contemplation and introspection. He walked among the disciples, learning to observe the world with a gaze unclouded by ambition or desire for recognition. The mirror, once a symbol of his pride, lay forgotten amidst the pebbles, its gleam fading but its lesson enduring. Ananda approached the warrior one evening, his expression thoughtful, his heart seeking to understand the transformation unfolding within him. How do you feel now? Walking the path guided by the Master's wisdom, unburdened by the mirror's weight? Ananda asked. The warrior smiled faintly, his gaze fixed on the horizon, his voice calm but laced with quiet resolve. I feel lighter, for the truths revealed in humility have anchored my spirit, freeing it from the chains of pride, he replied. The disciples observed the warrior's transformation, their hearts resonating with the timeless lesson imparted through the Master's presence and actions. Buddha continued to guide his disciples, his silent teachings woven into the fabric of their lives. Their spirits uplifted, the grove remained a sanctuary of learning, its trees bearing witness to the unfolding of truths both profound and simple. The warrior, once consumed by pride and ambition, became a testament to the power of humility and the wisdom of shadows. Buddha's words, spoken sparingly yet profoundly, echoed in their hearts, their essence enduring beyond the confines of time and space. The disciples reflected on the lessons imparted, their understanding deepened by the silence and actions of their Master. The grove, the mirror, and the warrior became intertwined in their memories, eternal symbols of transformation. As the seasons turned, the warrior's humility became a cornerstone of his being, shaping his actions and guiding his path. The disciples, inspired by the Master's wisdom, carried the lessons of humility into their own journeys, weaving them into their practice. Buddha, ever present and watchful, continued to illuminate the path, his teachings transcending words and enduring in their essence. Thus, another chapter unfolded, a testament to the silent path of presence and its boundless power to illuminate truth. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.